Welcome back. It's Doug MPA. It is Wednesday, October 16th, 2024, and welcome to my live stream. I really appreciate everyone being here. So you guys see the thumbnail. We're going to talk about why women leaving their husbands. Because I was going to do a video on this article. It's 13 slides as to the process that women go through when they want to leave their husbands. It's literally a roadmap, guys. One of the things with modern women is that modern women post everything on social media and in articles. One of the biggest problems with modern women is that they can't keep their mouth shut and they won't stop writing. Stuff that women of the past would never talk about, women post all over social media. So that's what inspired this live stream here. So I have some TikTok clips of women talking about leaving their husbands. We're gonna go through the article. We're gonna start with the crime files. I like to cover the stories about women that have been accused of, are being prosecuted for, or convicted of various crimes. So we're gonna go over that, and then I have a couple of more financial confessions at the end. So make sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. If you're watching this after the fact, drop a comment. I really appreciate it. It's just you support me and what I'm doing over here. And there is also a link at the top if you want to come in to join. I'd appreciate it. I see MGTOW by Logic. Great to see you. 8-Bit Banger. Good to see you. Ragey Gamer. Good to see you. Steve M. Good to see you. Royston Marshall. Good to see you, man. All right. So we are going to start with the crime files here. Let me share my screen here. And once again, thank you everyone for being here. I really appreciate it. Let me share entire screen. Share the sound. Share. Carlos X is in here. Good to see you. All right. So we're going to start with the crime files. Can everyone let me know if you can hear my soundboard, because it updated and sometimes it knocked it off. Can you guys hear it okay? I'm going to hit the theme again. Let me see. Okay, good. Yeah. Epic Banner says that he can hear it. So this is a story of 6 female corrections officers charged with illegal strip searches of women who are visiting their significant others or husbands in jail. Once again, these are women arrested for illegal strip searches of other women.
Jesus H. Christ.
Let's go.
Arrest of 6 New York City correction officers accused of illegally strip searching visitors at the Manhattan detention complex.
Prosecutors say the officers, all of them.
And of course, guys, come on now. You knew this was going to be the case. Come on now. Come on. Bumquisha, Quanisha, Vanita, Taquanda, Whataburger Rhonda. Come on now. You knew this was going to happen.
Them women conducted intimate strip searches that humiliated women visiting inmates at the jail.
Eyewitness News reporter Darla Miles is live in Lower Manhattan with our lead story tonight. Darla.
Well, Liz, in 4 of the 5 searches, these illegal searches, these correction officers did in fact find contraband, and their union president says that in fact justifies their action. However, prosecutors say the Department of Corrections rules are very clear. Not only is it against their rules, these are human rights violations, and prosecutors say they have this all on video. Hostility and aggression from recently indicted correction officer Latoya Shuford getting physical as she leaves Supreme Court in Lower Manhattan Monday.
Of course, guys. Come on now. Of course.
She's one of 6 female correction officers assigned to the Manhattan Detention Center, accused of illegal strip searches and body cavity searches on 5 different occasions in 2017.
One of the reasons why I do these crime files videos is we all know that men commit crimes and men don't get the benefit of the doubt. But women, in 2024, I say women have as much, if not more, of a proclivity to commit evil acts, because women are strong and empowered, but they're not held accountable. So if you know you're probably not going to get arrested, and if you are, you're going to get a lighter sentence. Why would you not be running wild? Why not, guys? Right?
And 2018.
To base this on allegations and what somebody said as opposed to the fact, I think when this case is said and done, that my correction officers are going to be vindicated.
Leslie Ann Absalom, Daphne Farmer, Jennifer George, Lizette Rodriguez, Alifa Waiters, and Latoya Shuford have all been suspended pending the outcome of the 24-count indictment for an array of felony and misdemeanor charges, including.
And did you catch at the beginning that like they did illegal searches on like seven or eight women, and like most of them had illegal contraband on them?
Jesus H. Christ.
I tell you. So these women were in fact bringing contraband to Pookie, Ray, and Nug in the prison. But it was how they were searched, though.
Including unlawful imprisonment and conspiracy. On one occasion, prosecutors say Farmer and Rodriguez forced a female visitor to pull down her underwear and remove a napkin. And
oh, yikes, you guys.
Say in another incident involving a female visitor, Officer George held her wrist, surrounded her, and examined her vaginal and buttocks area.
At the end of the day, we're guilty of doing our job. We're guilty of trying to keep the jail safe. We're guilty of trying to keep visitors safe. We're guilty of trying to keep correction officers safe.
A written statement.
So, I don't know if you guys ever watch John Oliver's show. I don't really watch him much anymore because he's gone a little too far to the left for my liking. But he did have a couple of shows on what they call Copaganda, right? And Copaganda is all these Law and Order shows, or like The Shield, a rogue cop, who goes outside the lines for justice. You're not supposed to go outside the law. You're a cop. And he's literally arguing the ends justified the means. No. And the reason why people say that is because of propaganda and crap like that. Well, we did find stuff. Yeah, so what?
From the Department of Correction reads in part, if these allegations are proven true, the officers involved face termination. But the 6 indicted officers had tons of support from their colleagues from corrections, who all worked diligently to hide their faces from the press today, which didn't completely go. Now, the Department of Corrections wanted to make sure they clarify their search policy. Pat-down searches are permitted with written consent. They say that is what these officers did, that they falsified those written consent forms. But they want to clarify.
There it is. They falsified written consent forms for pat-down. Oh, there we go.
Clarify that body cavity searches and strip searches are not permitted at all.
What do we think, guys? And it's funny because if they were to say 6 correction officers charged with illegal strip searches, you would automatically think that it's a man, right? It was 6 men, right? But they put female there. You're like, oh my God. And once again, people, why would these women do such a thing? What were they going through? Whenever women do crazy stuff, illegal stuff, we have to understand where they're coming from. Her feelings. Maybe she had a bunch of kids she couldn't handle. Her mental health. The patriarchy. Yeah, sure. Anyway. On to the next one here, and then we're going to get into the main subject matter here. If you want to call in to contribute to the conversation, you can hit the link. I'll bring you in. And this is a crazy one. I missed this one. Look at this. Woman deleted by friends while fleeing Walmart shoplifting spree. Let's go.
Events at a bizarre turn of events at a Walmart in Elkton. Police say what started as a shoplifting spree ended with one person dead. WJZ's Rick Ritter has more on the trio of women at the center of it all.
Police say it all started when 3 women entered this Walmart in Elkton, trying to steal hundreds of dollars worth of merchandise. But before they could even leave the parking lot, things took a deadly turn. Take a good look at 38-year-old Charmaine Mayo, the woman.
Come on, guys. Someone got deleted in a Walmart shopping spree. You knew it was going to be a B-dub, guys. Come on now. Tell me I'm lying. I haven't even watched that. I knew this was going to be a B-dub. I knew it.
Authorities say ran over and killed her own friend trying to flee from a shoplifting spree.
For me, it's really sad to see that someone just could dehumanize someone like that and leave the scene.
It happened around 1 o'clock in the morning last Saturday. Police say Mayo and her 2 accomplices, Denisha Harris and Kenesha Cunningham, tried leaving.
Denisha and Kenesha. Of course.
This Walmart off Pulaski Highway without paying for over a
and I have to say this. YouTube, I am black. I can talk about this.
$1,000 worth of merchandise. A security officer followed the trio out and tried snapping photos of their car. That's when the incident takes a wild turn.
In an attempt to conceal the tag, the victim, Kenesha Cunningham, jumped on the trunk of the vehicle.
Police say Mayo was behind the wheel and reversed, hitting a curb, leaving Cunningham trapped under the car before reversing and hitting another curb.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, total disregard for life, in my opinion. They didn't even attempt to render aid.
Cunningham was pronounced.
So this girl jumped on the hood of the car and tried to cover the license plate, but her friend backed up and she fell off the car and then backed over her and then took off. Oh no, what a way to go out.
Dead on the scene while the other 2 suspects fled on foot and were quickly apprehended. Shoppers are now trying to fathom the crazy story.
I can't believe they even that even happened.
Not even try to help them. They just ran. That blows my mind.
Left outraged over how a shoplifting incident could escalate to this.
No need for it to rise to that level of violence where someone loses their life. Totally outrageous.
Police say Harris was charged and then released on her own recognizance. The 38-year-old Mayo is now facing charges of negligent manslaughter and negligent auto homicide. Police say she was put behind bars, but then bonded out. In Elkton tonight, I'm Rick Ritter for WJZ.
Bizarre.
All this for stealing at Walmart, guys. Come on now. Was it worth it? Of course not.
Nope.
Really? Jonathan Bocconi, good to see you in here. Thanks for being here. So I have a whole lot of other crime files stories on my channel, guys. They're on the awful woman. Wait, are they on the awful women and their foolishness? Let me see where they're at. Give me 1 second. I'll show you where they are. Playlist. Where are they? Oh yeah, so on the awful women and their foolishness playlist, Doug in P. I got a ton of these, guys. I think I'm 58 deep. So go to that playlist and just listen to me clown all over these women doing crazy stuff. I'd appreciate that. All right. So why I want to do this live stream, I found this right here. Look at this. We're going to look at some examples of women wanting to leave their husbands first. But look at this, guys. You've been married decades, and now he's forever set in his ways. You've poured years into a marriage, hoping things would get better, but they never did. Now you're left wondering if you've wasted your life on a husband who will never change. The truth is hard, but it's not too late to take back control. Here are 13 things that you can do to reclaim your future. And this is a whole roadmap, guys. We're going to go through this almost a little closer to the end so you can see what's going on with these women when they're thinking about walking out the door and leaving you behind. Women leave men 70 to 80% of the time, and this is going to show us what's going on in their brain, and then the type of reinforcement that they get from their friends, TV, magazines, all this crap. So let's get to this first video here as to why this woman decided to leave. Like before, like the video, subscribe if you haven't. Don't forget the super chat button. And if you want to participate in the conversation, hit that StreamYard link. Be glad to have you. So let's see what's going on with this first call here.
Girl, let me tell you the tea. So people are asking how I left my husband of 10 years. How did I do it? Where did I come up with the strength? That's the question. Okay, so it wasn't like I woke up and decided to leave him. It was just
First
years.
off, all this makeup with the filter. And then, guys, these shoulder tattoos are the new tramp stamp right here. If a woman has tattoos on the front of her shoulders, that's like the new ultimate attention-seeking tattoo outside of on their face or their neck. Is like right here. Talk about a red flag.
Years of unhappiness and drama, and we gave each other like this year, the end of this year, this current year, to see if we can work it out, but it just became so miserable and so hard. And it's not that I didn't love him, it was really hard to walk away. I literally, like, I pulled through as much as I can. But I think it was one day I literally like woke up after a day of crying or a night of crying, and I was just like, I literally can't do this anymore. And it was just like kind of like a tiff that we had, and just at that moment I was like, I can't do this anymore. And obviously it was heartbreaking. Like, going through any type of breakup or whatever separation is so fucking heartbreaking.
Okay, guys, this video has been going for a minute, and what has she said so far? Anyone? This video has been going for a full minute. What has she said? Right? Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't an easy decision, but I cannot say this enough. Your body, your mind, your heart, your soul, God, everybody, like everything in you will
Whiteout, good to see you. Oh, it's good to see you in here.
know when it's time to leave. I just gave our relationship so much hope and so much effort at the end, even more. And I will even say it, like, I begged, like I came out of character, and I did, and it is what it is. But at the end of the day, I left, and I am so much more happier. Obviously, like,
You know, I thought about it. I stuck in there. I begged. I came out of character, and you left anyway. Modern women, guys.
again, there's going to be a roller coaster of emotions. I'm going to have thoughts and feelings and things like that. But don't hold back. Don't second guess yourself. If you're asking, like, is this relationship bettering me? And it's not. Obviously, do your best to fix it, because we're all here to be held accountable for our actions. But, you know, sometimes you just got to dip.
1 minute and 56 seconds. And all I heard was, don't hesitate. Do you, boo. Get out here on these streets. Did anyone hear anything else? Pretty much my feelings, my life, my happiness. I tried. I walked out the door anyway. Let's see what this girl has to say.
I can remember when I told my ex-husband I wanted a divorce. It was December 2019, and he was completely shocked.
Most of us are.
Completely caught off guard, like dumbfounded, devastated, everything else. But the month before that, November of 2019, I remember very clearly having yet another talk with him about how unhappy I was. But this particular conversation, he was in his man cave room playing video games.
Okay, let me say something about the whole video games thing, because I've done multiple videos on my channel about women that don't like men playing video games. And I'll say this, ladies, if your man has a man cave and wants to play video games instead of be with you, you have to ask yourself, what is wrong with you that he'd rather play video games than be around you? Because if a woman is fun to be around, a guy wants to be around her. But guys, a lot of women just aren't good company most of the time. And then why do women think that all of a sudden men are just going to stop playing video games? We're how many console generations deep? We're like 7, 8 console generations deep. Ladies, if you meet a man who plays video games, he's not going to stop for you. He's playing video games long before you. He's gonna be playing video games long after you're gone. Once again, why would your man, ladies, rather play video games than spend time with you? That should be the question that you're asking.
which was like his favorite activity. And I go walking in and I tell him, like, I really want to talk about our marriage. Like, I'm not happy. It feels like we're roommates at this point, and I don't really have a partner. Blah blah blah.
Did you hear that? I feel like we're roommates at this point. I don't have a partner. Her first mistake, guys. If any woman you're trying to be with tosses around partner, you need to run the other way, guys. And if when let's talk about this. When a woman says that she wants a partner, what does she mean, guys? Put it in the chat. Because I'll tell you what it means, in my opinion. There are partners in business, right? And if you're a partner with someone in business, what do? They write up a contract, a concrete contract with all the expectations of each partner, right? Women want the equality of partnership, but don't want the concrete document to be able to say who's doing what. So usually the person wait, and then husband, boyfriend, fiance have implied roles and responsibilities, which is why women would rather use the term partner. Partner to women is nebulous, it's vacuous, and if she's the one tossing the word partner around because there is no drafted document, she gets to determine all the stipulations and the duties when it comes to that partnership. Be careful, guys. Don't mess around with women who toss around the word partner all the time. Watch out. And if you get serious with a woman, you make sure that you're talking to a woman who wants a boyfriend and a fiance and a husband, and she wants to be a wife. It's partner garbage. Yikes.
This man was wearing his headphones because he was playing with a friend and they like talk to each other.
Oh yeah, JT says reality TV watchers always bitching about video games. I'll do you one better. Say, you know what? I'll put the video games down if you take TikTok and Instagram and Facebook off your phone. Say when you can take some like the average woman spends like what 4 or 5 hours a day scrolling on social media, something like that, and they're gonna get mad at you for playing video games for 3 hours a day, 2 hours a day. Come on now,
He didn't even take his headphones off. He just pulled it off his right ear. I can still, this is almost 4 years ago now. I can still remember he pulled it off his right ear. And he didn't pause the game or stop playing. He continued to play a video game while his wife was standing in front of him, telling him how unhappy she was in the marriage. And I remember when he said to me something about like marriage being forever and whatever. And I said to him, well, maybe some marriages aren't meant to last. And he got so mad at me for saying that. But he didn't stop playing video games to have the conversation with me. And if that doesn't perfectly sum up why I divorced this man, then I don't know what does.
Guys, men will stick in a marriage, sexless marriage, emotionally abusive marriage, all the stuff for their kids, and they'll find ways to cope. If he's playing video games instead of being with you, it's how he figured out a way to cope with you, young lady. And it would have been smart of her to figure out her way to cope with him. Because now she's a divorced woman out here on these streets with all those tattoos on her hands.
And I feel like this is a very common trend. I hear about this type of stuff a lot, where the wife had expressed her concerns for months or even years, and then when she finally says, all right, I've done everything I could do, I want a divorce, then the husband's like, what do you mean? What's happening? I love you. Please don't leave me. Please don't take my kids from me. It's like, bitch, you should have put in effort. You had the opportunity. We give you so many opportunities to do the right thing. You chose not to. This is now the repercussions of your actions. Am I wrong?
Yes, you are wrong. Guys, men always give more in relationships and marriages than women. Society was built by men giving their emotional, physical, spiritual, mental resources to other people for friends, family, wife, children, God, country. It's how we've gotten this far. In fact, guys, men have midlife crises. The guy gets married when he's in his 20s, has kids and a wife, and can't get that Corvette. So when the kids finally leave the house, he gets that Corvette that he wanted in his 20s. How many of you guys remember back in the day, Ricky Lake, Jenny Jones, all those shows where, oh yeah, Ricky Lake, I'm bringing my husband on, he's been wearing the same flip-flops and the same Hawaiian shirt for 30 years. Give him a glow up and redress him because he just won't put effort into himself, and he drives the same truck. He does that is because he's been giving all of his resources to his family for years. And here's the thing. Women don't want the smoke of providing for a family, guys. Only 16% of marriages have the woman as the breadwinner. You have professional women who have houses, six-figure careers, and single because of hypergamy. These women will not. If they were a man, they would find a woman in her late 20s, early 30s at the most, and move that woman in, get married, and have children. But these women will not marry a lesser man, have kids, and take care of that man long term. They just won't do it. We tried to give you every opportunity, blah, blah, blah. You know what? He's better off. How about that? Now he can play his video games in peace. How about that? This is a skit, but I thought it was pertinent. Watch this. Rage Game says, Doug and P. Someone else reacted to that video of no men at the Kendrick G event. Yeah. Rage Gamer. I was the first one. Now, I saw that O'Shea Jackson reacted and a couple of other people too. But I guess I was the very first one. All right, let's go.
This.
There's some important papers I need to know.
A divorce?
Yes, I want a divorce.
You ain't getting no divorce around here. What you want a divorce for?
Because I'm not happy. I'm not going to stay in a marriage that I'm not happy in. I've already been unhappy for the past 2 years I've been with you. Baby, I'm tired of it. I want happiness. I want to be free.
All the stuff I do for you, yo, I provide. I make sure you good. I make sure these kids good. I make sure everything done around
Okay, but I can do that myself. You are just
so
not enough for me.
Guys, Doug and PA's been married and divorced. I divorced my ex-wife. Okay. Someone tosses the word divorce around. Don't let them say it twice. Don't ever convince a woman not to divorce you, guys. Don't do it. When someone says the word divorce, when someone pops divorce out of the bottle, it can never be put back in. If your wife wants to leave you, let it. If she says divorce, like Coach Greg Adams says, you need to go down to the courthouse and file for freaking custody of your children first. In fact, you should file first, because whoever files first wins. Don't ever try to convince a woman who wants to leave you or divorce you to stay. Don't ever do it.
I was doing it when you met. I was good when you met me. I'm not attracted to you. I don't want to be with you.
So why you take my ring?
Honestly, because my mama told you yes when you asked for my hand in marriage.
So you married me because of what your mom said? I
mean, I was trying to please my family, but look, I just want the paper signed. I don't want to be with you no more.
Who you want to be with?
And how can we take this woman seriously with all this flowing weave on her head, guys? Come on now. I just can't do it.
Jesus H. Christ.
Can't. And I'm hoping in my lifetime we'll get to see Black women waking up to the delusional reality that they're wearing some other person's genetic material on their head.
That ain't your damn business.
That is my business. You my wife.
I fell in love with a woman.
A woman?
Yes, a woman.
Wait, what? I didn't see that coming.
What kind of what?
She can do a whole bunch of things that you cannot do.
Yeah, okay.
Like I don't have to fake certain things anymore.
Oh,
I
snap.
won't do this no
You
more.
out of pocket, yo.
I
You out of pocket. You don't make no sense right now.
I do make
You don't
sense.
no
I do make sense.
right
I am about to live in my truth. I want to live in my truth.
No, what you did was cheat, and you think you in love.
I am.
Okay.
This girl gave me in 30 days what you could not give me in 2 years. And I don't want to do it with you no more. I want you out because she's moving in.
I'm not going nowhere.
You need to get out or I will throw you out.
You're going to be a happy family.
You need to get
You're going to be a happy family. I'm not going no. You better call the police. You better call the police. I'm telling you now.
Get out.
I'm not doing nothing.
Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out my house. Get out.
I'm not going nowhere.
Get the fuck out my house. Get out my house. Get out my house. Get out my house. And don't come back.
I'll be back.
Yeah, okay. And my girl gonna be here to take care of it. Fuck.
And you know what's funny? Stuff like this is rooted in truth in the Black community. I guarantee you that this happens more often than we think. I guarantee you that this is a skit, but she probably has a friend that's done this, or he probably has a friend that's had this happen to him, and that's why they can do this skit so authentically, right? All right, let's see what this girl has to say. Make sure to hit that like button to subscribe if you haven't. Hit that super chat button. All donations are appreciated. And let's see what this girl. I chose to separate from my husband after doing my inner work. Here we go.
This is why I chose to separate from my.
Yeah. Rage Gamer said it. Guys, don't move into a woman's house. And I'll tell you why. A man will let a woman nest in his house. He'll move a woman in and she'll change everything around. Put all of this stuff in a man cave in the basement, redecorate everything. And a woman will never give a man that same privilege. If there's some kind of knockdown, drag out fight, this is my house. Get out. Think about this, guys. If there's a fight between a man and a woman, it's the man's fault. He has to leave. If there's a fight between a man and a woman, it's the woman's fault. The man has to leave, right? Don't move in with the woman.
My husband. This is why I chose to separate from my husband after starting my inner work and spiritual journey. I realized my worth. I realized that I had a voice and I wasn't using it. I also realized that I was the main one that was always compromising and always rationalizing all his actions to the point where I was protecting him with my family, with my friends.
Okay, what does AJ always say on his channel, guys? Women are the heroes and the victims in their story. And most of the time at the same time. They're the hero and the victim at the same time. In their own story. And this is another example of that.
I thought he supported my journey. I mean, he kind of did until I started standing up for myself. And I started expressing how I felt and that I didn't appreciate how he would talk to me. And the lack of consideration, which, you know, a lot of things they didn't tell me about being on the spiritual journey, especially doing your inner work and actually starting to heal yourself.
Ugh, all these buzzwords, you guys. Ugh, inner work, spiritual journey, healing yourself.
Jesus H. Christ.
Ugh, yikes. And let me say another thing. There was a study where they took like almost 1,000 women with postgraduate degrees on the West Coast of the United States, and they asked them they asked some questions about relationships and marriage and stuff. And even women with PhDs, law degrees, medical degrees, they expect the man to be chivalrous and put in all the work up until the marriage. But then the marriage has to be 50-50. So when they get married, they expect the whole dynamic of the relationship to change. So they want you to come in, sweep them off their feet, pay for the dates, take them on trips, but then when they get married, everything has to be equal. So you have to show them decision making, decisiveness, assertiveness. We'll just figure it out. Just take me somewhere. Make plans and stuff until you get married. It's crazy, guys. And I guarantee you, this is what happened here. Women will want a man to lead them to a place where it's safe, it's comfortable. The man has to make all the hard decisions, you know, pay for all the means, to be able to provide a comfortable life. Then she wants to have input. I need to be equal. No. No.
A lot of things change. Friendships with, relationships with your family, your significant other, everything. So, yeah, thought I was getting support, but I wasn't. So I'm saying all this is to, if you are in that moment where you just need to start healing for yourself, for your mental health, try not to get emotional. And you are scared to take that journey, don't be scared. Are you ready for it? I was ready for it. I realized that there were some things that I wanted to change in my life. There were some things that I wanted to change. Sorry. There were some things that I wanted to heal, with my family. And in the process of that, you start to lose, you start to lose relationships that you are meant to lose. I am at a space where I'm grateful now. I'm at peace. I'm understanding a lot of things. Everything.
And here's the thing, guys. When you're at work, when you're doing your hobbies and stuff, if your woman or your wife is scrolling through social media, odds are this is what she's looking at some of the time, guys. This is what she's looking at. It's stuff like this. There is a whole social infrastructure that gets women to embrace the struggle and leave their husbands behind. Leave behind comfort, security, structure to be out here in these streets, and it's because of stuff like this.
It's a lesson. Not saying that I don't love my husband. I do. But now I realize I deserve more.
There it is, guys. There it is. That right there destroys so many relationships. No, you don't. What does Kevin Samuels say? You married that man, you had kids by him, now you finish your family because there ain't nothing out here. There ain't nothing out here. And she's going to find out.
So I don't know if any of you ladies are out there or at a point where you are going through what I'm going through. If you are, put something down in the chat. Give me some advice. Uplifting prayers, something. But I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I just felt moved to get this off of my chest. So
she's a Christian woman looking for prayer with a cross around her neck, talking about walking out on her husband. Sad.
Here I am sharing my story. I'll probably get back on here and share some more. Have a good one. Bye.
Here it is, guys. There it is. Now this woman is going to tell us about her little journey here. So we're gonna watch this one and then get into the actual article because she's gonna talk about the consequences of what you have to consider before you choose to walk away from your husband. So let's get into this one.
It's not. Far too many times I see people make the decision to break up their family on purpose without truly weighing the consequences. I'm Elizabeth, a mom to 4. I am remarried after going through a divorce 5 years ago. I have 2 boys from a previous marriage. My husband has a daughter from a previous marriage, and then we have a baby together. So I want to share.
Guys, no single mothers, guys. Don't date them. Don't sleep with them. Don't marry them. And conversely, ladies, if you don't have any kids, don't play stepmom. Let the people with kids deal with each other.
In depth the consequences, a few of the consequences that come when you break up your family on purpose, because these things are not talked about enough. And I think that divorce is romanticized more than it should be.
She's 100% correct. What did Tia Mowry say? I didn't get divorced. I graduated from my marriage. Oh, yeah, sure.
People get in divorces because they just want to be happy. Yeah, well, here's what happens when you have that as your motivation. Number one, your kids are going to suffer no matter how amicable the divorce is. Co-parenting is really hard. If you're going through a divorce, it probably means that you don't get along with the person that you're divorcing. Then when you go through the breakup, you have heightened feelings of anger, emotions, whatever. Pile on top of that, both of you have children together that you absolutely would mama bear up or papa bear up on to protect. And then you feel like the person that you're divorcing is your enemy. So unfortunately, what happens a lot of times is the kids get put in the middle of your war.
And a lot of your friends who have parents that got divorced will tell you that they were stuck in the middle of 2 warring parents. I have multiple friends who ended up going through that.
And you're probably thinking, no, that won't happen with me. I thought the same thing, and it was devastating. And let me tell you, there is nothing worse than watching your child suffer, and there's nothing you can do about it. Or at least it feels like there's nothing you can do about it. People also don't talk about what happens when you have a 50-50 custody situation. So you're sharing custody, and you go from seeing your kids every day to not seeing them half of their life. And in the beginning, this is really jolting, especially because if you are like me, I didn't have a great relationship with their dad. And so.
But she had 2 kids by him. Imagine that. These women just let these guys. I didn't have a great relationship with them. Yeah, but he sure did. Multiple times. In fact, he did it twice. I didn't have a good relationship with the dad. Sure.
I didn't always talk to them every day. I didn't obviously see them every day. And I was a mom who saw her kids every day. I talked to my kids in bed every single night of their life, literally until the day that we went through our divorce. You also have to share holidays, and this is really, really hard. Your community changes. And I don't know if you're like me, but holidays for me with my kids were like the most special thing ever. And then you go to not being able to see them on the holiday. It's really hard. You basically have to make brand new family like traditions and rituals, because every other tradition that you've been celebrating up until that point is painful. It's a painful reminder of.
Okay, can you hear me okay? Oh, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I had both my parents, and I couldn't imagine spending, like, Thanksgiving at one person's house and then Christmas at the other person's house, or having to do 2 Christmases, like, one Christmas in the morning, one Christmas in the evening. I If any of you had to go through that in the chat, put it in the chat because it sounds awful. Sounds terrible.
What was or what could have been. I am not trying to sway you one way or another to go through a divorce, but what I will say is that if you are considering it, you have to consider the fallout for your children especially. And so hopefully these are some tips and behind the scenes looks at somebody who has gone through it, has come out on the other side. I have a really good co-parenting relationship with my ex-husband and his wife, and we're in a much better place. But let me tell you, it is the hardest thing because of what the kids go through and what you go through, but ultimately what your children go through. And if I can encourage you in anything, it is to keep your children and their needs at the forefront of your decision making, not your feelings, not your emotions. And it is so hard not to do because everything is emotionally charged. But this,
I'm gonna give her a round of applause for her honesty. Jonathan Piconi says, "Did since 11 had a twin brother at that age, and we had to choose what parent one with mom." Oh no, you're a twin. I'm a twin too. Did you have Christmases and Thanksgivings separate from your twin brother? Oh my goodness!
Jesus H. Christ.
Yikes! Yeah. For the new people, AJ's Rants and Raves and I, we're twin brothers. We're 22 minutes apart. He's older than me by 22 minutes.
second that
And then Ragey Gamer says she stayed with her husband for 2 kids and decided to leave the guy. She didn't think about that for having a kid after the first one. Maybe those kids aren't even his. Hey, both guys. Yep. There's a strong possibility.
I put my feelings and emotions on the back burner and put my kids' needs on the front was when I saw huge changes in my children for the good, for the better, and in the relationship with their father. Okay, last thing. I heard this from a counselor that was counseling my ex-husband and I in co-parenting counseling. And she said that your children see yourselves in you and in your ex and their, father or mother. And the second that you say something negative, insinuate something
off?
negative in front of them or to them
Hold on, this is like totally throwing me off. Let me reload it at 4:39 because for some reason it's off.
ex and their, father or
Okay,
mother. And the
that's the actual
second that
video
you
itself,
say
not
something
me.
negative, insinuate something negative in front of them or to them about the other parent, you basically are telling them what they interpret is that you're telling them that they are a bad person. So I'll give you an example. Your kids get in the car, you ask them what they had for breakfast that morning, and they say, I had a Frappuccino with pancakes. And your immediate response is, can your dad feed you, healthy stuff? Gosh, that's so bad for you. What they hear, because they see themselves in their dad, what they hear, gosh, you don't know how to make healthy food choices. That's what they hear. So there's a way to get around that. And if you want more information on that strategy, just comment down below. There's a specific strategy that I'm talking about that was given to us by our counselor. But
So anyway, a little bit of common sense here of a woman saying, ladies, don't just walk away from your husband. Don't do it because your kids are going to suffer. But how many women are going to listen to this woman? I'd say none. So we're going to go through these slides real fast. Like it says, you've been married for decades. Now he's forever set in his ways. The truth is hard, but it's not too late to take back control. Make sure to like if you haven't liked already, subscribe if you haven't, and let's get into these slides real quick. It says, stop hoping he'll change. He won't. You've given him chance after chance, but the truth is people rarely change unless they genuinely want to. Accepting this is your first step towards freedom. Hope has kept you stuck in the same place for too long. It's time to release that burden and start looking at what you want out of life. This is going to be the roadmap, guys. Pay close attention. Reclaim your independence. It's still yours to take. You probably spent years revolving around him, but you haven't lost yourself. Now is the time to rediscover your own identity. Pick up old hobbies, reconnect with friends, or even start new adventures. The life you want is still there waiting for you. You're capable of building it on your terms. Set clear boundaries and stick to them. You, you've likely allowed him to cross boundaries for the sake of keeping the peace. This has to stop now. Clearly define what you will and won't tolerate moving forward. Don't be afraid to stand firm. Your emotional well-being matters more than keeping the status quo in your marriage. What they'll understand is that the status quo is usually the recipe of success of what got them to the place where they are in the first place. Like I said, women expect men to do a lot of the work in building the comfort, safety, and financial security of the marriage, and then all of a sudden they want input. All of a sudden, no, 47% of women don't budget, and then all of a sudden they want to start running the finances. No, stop trying to fix him. Focus on fixing yourself. You spent so much time trying to help him become a better person that you've neglected your own needs. The truth is, the only person you can truly change is yourself. Shift that energy inward. What healing do you need? What dreams have you put on hold? Start working on those instead. Look at all this selfish language. Me, my. Like Johnny Gill. Acknowledge the pain and allow yourself to grieve. Realizing you've wasted years in a one-sided relationship hurts deeply. Don't push that pain down. Acknowledge it. Grieve for the time lost, the unmet expectations, and the love that didn't turn out as you'd hoped. It's okay to feel sad, but don't let it consume you. Use it as a stepping stone to heal. Listen to this, guys. This is awful. And like I said, men give more in relationships. That's why men get so much more angry when they get divorced, or they're more likely to take themselves out. Surround yourself with supportive people. Isolation can make you feel stuck, but you don't have to go through this alone. Lean on your friends, family, or you a support group. Surround yourself with people who understand what you're going through and who will encourage you to prioritize your happiness and growth. And the sad part about it is there's a lot of single women out there who want you to be out there too, ladies. Single female misery loves company, and they want you standing right next to them. You get professional help. You deserve guidance. Sometimes the weight of it all feels too heavy to carry on your own. Speak to a therapist or counselor can provide clarity and the emotional tools you need to move forward. Don't hesitate to seek help. Your mental health is worth investing in. I'm always going to agree with counseling and therapy. Just make sure to go to a male counselor. This is men and women. Go to male counselors. Don't go to a female counselor. Stop making excuses for him and face reality. How many times have you brushed off his behavior with excuses? He's just stressed, or things will get better soon. It's time to face the reality. He isn't changing. Stop rationalizing his actions and start holding him accountable, at least within your own mind. When you stop excusing him, clarity follows. Isn't this painting men to just be like tyrants, awful people? Why would a woman marry a guy that she felt this way about, or have a kid with a guy that she felt this way about? Why? Embrace the power of letting go. Letting go doesn't mean you failed. It means you realize your worth. Holding on to a fantasy of what could have been only keeps you trapped. By releasing that idealized version of your husband, you make space for better things, whether that's newfound peace or even the possibility of love in someone new. Guys, I'm going to tell you this right now. Most men are still going to get married. This whole thing, oh yeah, men shouldn't get married. At least half of us are still going to get married. And having been married, and if you've been married, in the chat, put if you agree with me or not. You literally put an image of your wife when you married her in your brain, and throughout your marriage, it never changes unless something drastic happens. Men, when they marry their wife, that version of them is stuck in his head forever. Whereas I think when a woman marries her husband, that's when she wants that image of her husband to change. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Stop blaming yourself. It's not your fault. It's easy to slip into self-blame, thinking if you'd done something differently, maybe he would have changed, but this isn't about you. You've done your part. Let go of the guilt. You can't control how someone else behaves, but you can choose to stop carrying the weight of his shortcomings on your shoulders. Start planning for a future that doesn't include him. Women will be married to you for years, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4 years, planning her escape and planning her exit. Selling stuff, you know, putting money in a different account, finding a different guy for years, and you're sitting there thinking that you have a good thing going, and she's planning her escape. It's scary, but imagining a future without him can be incredibly empowering. What would your life look like if you were free to do whatever you wanted? It's time to explore that vision. Whether it's traveling, pursuing a passion, or simply finding peace, you can start creating a future you deserve. Have the hard conversations. It's time to be honest. You've likely avoided the hard conversations out of fear of confrontation, but honesty is freeing. Sit down and tell him what's been on your mind. You don't need to attack or accuse, but you do need to make it clear that things are no longer working for you. You may be surprised by the clarity that follows. And the last one, make the decision to move on. It's your choice now. Ultimately, the choice is yours. Stay or go, but once you've accepted that, he won't change. It's up to you to decide if you're willing to live with that or if you need to move on. Either way, know that the power is in your hands now. You have the strength to make the decision that's best for you. Jessica in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Whiteout says, it's easy to say that when you have the courts on your side. 100% true. And like a lot of these women that don't understand, this is a one-way trip. Feminism, one-way trip. You know, divorce, one way. All these third-wave feminist tropes and ideas, a one-way trip. You can't go back. Most of these women aren't going to get remarried. And maybe you have 5, 10 years of freedom. But when you're 63 years old, and you have to move in with all your Golden Girls friends, what then? And be thankful for stuff like this, guys. This tells us exactly what we need to know. Talk about making the case for not getting married, right? Jonathan, how you doing, buddy?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
I just wanted to share a quick phone call I had with one of my friends, and I'm going to get off the StreamYard, let you keep doing your thing if that's cool, man. I just have to get this off my chest and talk to guys who probably would understand.
Oh, yeah, sure, go for it.
All right, so I hadn't talked to one of my friends in almost a year, and I don't want to divulge his name or where he lives, but
you don't have to. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, he was a gamer, lived with his mom. He ain't got laid since high school. And it's been a year, and I thought, he ain't going to be up to much. And he emailed me, and so I called him. He had a new cell phone number, and we always had a rule, no single moms. And sure as shit, man, he found a girl who's got a 1-year-old. She's 25. He's already telling me she's the one. He's at the same time, he's got 2 jobs now. He's going to be buying a house. He's about 27.
Uh-oh. Are you there? Uh-oh. Hello? We can't hear you, Jonathan. Maybe come back, go out and come back in.
Yeah. His
there
parents
you
won't
are.
let them. Yeah, her parents won't let them live together, yet she's got a kid by some other dude.
Uh-oh. It fell out again.
And
now you're back.
Now
Go
you're
ahead.
back. Go ahead. Yeah. So, anyways, he's buying into the whole single mom thing, and I almost went there like, damn, my friend's getting married and got a girl, and I don't. And I thought, you know what? I'm almost 40, dude.
Uh-oh, you went out again. You went out. Uh-oh. While we're waiting for him to come back in, guys. Oh, there he is.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm proud of him for working and busting his ass and getting somewhere in life, dude. But I think he's just going to get set up, man. I mean, how do you say you know the one? You know what I mean?
Because let me tell you the thing with single moms. Single moms, they will give it out easy to you, and they will give it out the best you've ever had, man. Because of what's at stake. Single moms need help, and they will use whatever they have to get that help. Now the problem is once they get that comfort and security, like odds are she's gonna start going to school, figure out ways to better her life, and she's gonna feel like she can do better. It's gonna be 5-6 years from now when her kids in school, maybe she better a job where she makes more money, but she ain't staying with that.
No, I mean, and the sad thing is he has drive. He finally got drive to do something in his life, but it's over a woman. He couldn't do it by himself. He needed some other chick, and she's already got her kid calling him dad, and the kid's a 1-year-old. I'm like, dude, this ain't, bro, this ain't good, man. Like, what do you? And we always used to say no single moms, and here he was one blowjob away from getting right back on the plantation. You know?
Well, you know, all you can do is be there for him when it all falls apart.
I don't think he can handle it, man. I don't think he ain't got burnt. He ain't got his heart broken enough, man.
But here's the thing. Part of the journey of a man is freaking getting crushed. Most of us have simped. Now, not a lot of us have made the mistake of marrying a single mom, but bro, like a lot of us have simped. A lot of us have made some dumb decisions. But the reality is, after divorce, after breakup, men's net worth increases where women's decreases.
True.
So just make sure to be there for him when it all falls apart, because it will.
We used to be the type where I could share with him, you know, we could talk about single moms, stay away from them and stuff, and we'd all agree. And then sure as shit, he goes he joins the dark side. And I'm like, bro, I'm thinking, what the hell, man? What happened to all the stuff we would talk to each other about? And it's just like, you know, I can't.
In the military?
Yeah, I have a few I still talk to.
Because military guys make this mistake all the time, man. They marry these freaking, what do they call those women that they hang around the military bases looking for?
Barracks rats or barracks whores?
Yeah, barrack rats with children. I know too many soldiers fresh in the Army, Armed Forces, 1920, married some 23, 24-year-old single mom, dude.
It's not just a single mom. My own mother stole my deployment money.
Oh, yeah,
it's any woman.
Yeah, you were on AJ's stream talking about that. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, man, you can't trust any of these broads, not even your own mama, dude. I'm telling you guys. You got to just keep your bank account, your personal information to yourself, man. Don't trust anybody.
The sad part about it is that Hakimi, the soccer player, the Moroccan guy, where his wife divorced him and tried to take half of what he had, and he had 90% of his assets in his mom's name. Remember that whole thing?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Well, in the West, we can't fathom that a mother wouldn't screw you over. But like in Morocco, in certain parts of the world, like your mother is your greatest ally.
It ain't like that here, man. That's why I kind of relate with some of the Soul Brothers, dude, because their moms got them burnt, and I'm like, man, a white mom can do just as bad, man. She'd have gotten $250,000 if I'd have gotten killed. She was probably waiting on that check, waiting for me to die.
Thanks, man. Yeah,
it's evil, man.
I would say in the black community, I'd say maybe 70 to 80% of black mothers are scumbags. But like in the white community, maybe what would you put the percentage at? Maybe 30, 40%?
Man, I'd say it's at 50, dude. I would say it was worse if my friends I went to Iraq with who had boomer parents, because they didn't care. But I would say the ones that had like old Gen Xers and up, I would say their parents actually, the Gen X parents treated their sons a lot better. Most of my friends that are younger have Gen X parents. They're still married. They treat them right. But the boomers, man, they just didn't care. Just didn't give a shit.
Yeah, the boomer generation is the generation that just failed their children. Like the mothers failed their daughters. You know, the black community, the boomers were the first ones that were getting a bunch of the boomers created the whole single mother thing in the black community. The boomer women were the ones that took the government benefits over the man. So I know what you're talking about, man.
Yeah, it's just brutal, dude. Because it's like, why would I want to? I have no good template to see what a functional, healthy family is. So why would I want to get married?
Well, there's an echo on your side.
Hold on, I'll fix it.
But all you have to do is
Yeah, did you hear me? How's that?
Yeah,
I
that's
said
a lot better.
Yeah. So did you hear what I said, or I need to repeat?
Yeah. I heard what you said.
Okay.
So listen to this. So I was so stressed out about knowing what I wanted to do when I was younger. And my father told me, he's like, look, if you don't know what you want to do, just think about what you don't want to do. Make a list of things that you'd never be caught dead doing, and then go on a path that's as far away from those things as possible. Right. And even now, I'm successful, accomplished. I've, a bachelor's degree, master's degree, my day job, I make six figures, and I still don't know what I want to do, but I'm not doing anything that I don't want to do.
True.
You have a template of things not to do when it comes to family. Just focus on the stuff that you, on being in a situation where the things you saw growing up are not happening.
Yeah, I got a lot of bad. My sister died from a methadone overdose, and she wasn't home for Christmas, and she lay dead in her hotel room or apartment in Vegas for 2 weeks until after the holidays. When we found out she died. My parents did. My dad ended up going to Disney World with his stepmom, with my stepmom, for like every month for a year. Because going to Disney World with no kids are weirdos.
Yeah.
It's just brutal, man. Like, man, white families got it bad too, dude. There's some dysfunctional ass people out there.
Yeah, that's just like the whole, I hate this whole thing where like people think that all men are struggling, almost all. If you look at the tangible benefits of the patriarchy, it's about 20% of men. But there's a lot of men, black, white, Indian, Asian, who are out here just trying to make it. You never want to assume that everything is good just because someone's white or Indian, Asian, or black. Because especially men, a lot of men are just trying to make it out here and have to struggle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's why I like listening to you and your brother, man. I didn't know you guys are twins. 11 years old and twin brothers get split up. How does that happen, dude?
How often did that happen? A lot?
No. I mean, I've seen families divorce, but my mother moved to a different state, and so I only see my dad, once every few years. And then after my sister died, we had her funeral in January 2007. I haven't seen him since.
Wow.
Yeah. It's tragic, man, but it's life, dude. Like, I had to raise myself. I just realized, dude, that my dad just wanted to run off to his new wife, and my mom was just using the divorce and alimony to make that bag, dude. She didn't, temporarily, but now I don't talk to any of my family. No family, no nothing. I'm lone wolfing it, dude. I don't talk to any of my family.
There was a MMA fighter named Sarah Kaufman. She fought Ronda Rousey in Strikeforce before she came to the UFC. But she was doing a interview, and they said, "Oh yeah, the holidays are coming up. Are you gonna spend time with family?" Oh, Arturo Villa, good to see you, my friend. She's like, "Oh, I don't spend time with my family." And the interview is like, "What are you talking about?" It's like, "No, I just don't. I don't see my family. They're freaking Ottawa trailer trash." And the guy's like, he couldn't believe that this woman, who is white, by the way, white Canadian, just didn't hang out with her family. She's like, I'm trying to be successful. Like, why would I be around them? She's like, so what do you do for Christmas and Thanksgiving? She's like, I have a good friends network. We get together, have Christmas together, blah blah blah. You can find your tribe, man. There are plenty of people who've had to leave their family behind because you don't owe your family anything. especially when you're paying your own bills.
That's true, man. And
Find a tribe. And here's the thing. Another piece of advice my father gave me: don't get sad about this stuff. Get angry about it, because anger is an emotion of action, right? And just do better than all them. Do better in life. Live a better life. Have a better family. You know, if you raise better kids, if you so choose to have them, just do better. And that fuel and that pettiness will take you far.
it has, dude. I mean, since then, I own 2 properties. They're both on the market. You know, I got a goal in the future after I sell them to get another house and do something else. But ultimately, man, like, I think it's a kind of a benefit in some ways that I don't have to talk to my family. Is because I think a lot of times these guys that are dealing with this female problem is pressure from the family, dude.
Yeah, I agree. And it's supposed to tell you what you're supposed to do. You know, like a real man with this. And here's the thing, like, I'm telling you, your family, you get to an age where your mother, your father, and all your family members are just regular flawed people, man. You know, and everyone needs to earn and maintain your respect. Everybody, including your family. So
that's why I'm on here. And, you know, a lot of guys, dude, we're all in the same boat. It don't matter your age. I mean, hell, I've been to Iraq twice, and I'm 40 years old, and, you know, I'm a veteran now. And there's guys I'm seeing on here with all walks of life dealing with the same stuff. You know, it's just like, you can't hug the cactus. You don't have time to feel sorry for yourself, dude. You just got to keep on going.
The sad part about it is, before YouTube, there were no forums for us to exchange ideas. For the past 40 years, we've heard from women that men ain't nothing. Men are pieces of garbage. Men don't take care of their kids. Yeah, well, there's a lot of women who are scumbags too. And now we can compare notes. It's the best part about this whole thing. And you know what? If you have time, man, get a microphone and start posting on your channel, man, because there is, like, having your perspective is needed. You know, I recommend everybody, if you have extra time, start posting on your YouTube channel, man, because there needs to be more male voices, especially right now. Now that we're kind of in a different place in the red pill, where, like, exposure is kind of, you know, Kevin Samuels, Fresh and Fit, all these guys kind of, like, guided to the mainstream. But now we're in the whole nuance phase where people are going to look for kind of more specific kind of slants on the red pill. So I'm telling you, man, if you have, you know, your life experience, it sounds really, really, really interesting. I tell you, get on YouTube and start posting, man. Would love to see what you come up with.
Yeah, I did have my YouTube channel had a lot of videos, but I got shadow banned real bad on it. So I took it off because it was just, it was getting a little insane, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, being a veteran, speaking against war, you know, I got shadow banned, so I just got rid of all my content. But I got to start up another one and do this again because,
yeah,
you know.
Well, this last woman here is going to tell us, literally, I need to leave my husband. What is the first step? So let's see what this woman has to say.
Hey, sis, I'll tell you my experience. Plan, prepare. Number 1, meet with a financial advisor. Financial advisors are not just for the rich. Generally, you can have a free consultation with a financial advisor. You don't have to show up with a bunch of money in your bank. Actually, it's your best plan to have a financial advisor sit down with you, look at the money that you have, look at the money that you need. Number 2, start doing research on the best divorce attorneys or custody attorneys, depending on what your situation is. Start researching the best ones in your area. Set some money aside, pick the top 3, go have consultations with all 3 of them. I don't care if you can't afford them. You need to go see them first, because then it's...
And why would she not care if she could afford them? Because odds are the husband is going to have to end up paying the bill anyway. That's why. Ugh.
Conflict of interest in your ex or soon-to-be ex cannot hire them. It might sound dirty, but all is fair in love and war. If this ain't your partner anymore, you got to look out for yourself and your kids. If you have any source of income at all, say you guys have a joint checking account right now, you need to tiptoe over to the bank, open up an account that just has your name on it. Do not get statements sent to your address. So immediately sign up for electronic statements and start very slowly putting small increments of money away so that you have the money for, say, for example, down payment, first and last on an apartment. 4, invest in your mental health now, ahead of time. If you have the means to get in with a therapist, run, do not walk. If you can't sign up for a therapist right now, look for every self-help book, look for resources to help protect your mental health and prepare you for this transition. If you have kids, you need to start doing the work on the same topic, how to help your kids prepare for that transition. Even if they don't know anything about the breakup until the breakup happens, if I could go back and do it again, I would have started learning in advance how I could help my kids accept that transition.
All this is going on behind your back.
And the kids' back.
You're working hard, bringing home the bacon, coming home. She's, oh, hey, honey, how was your day? You're like, oh, it was good, honey. How was yours? You're sitting there going on family trips. Because remember, guys, the expectation, like the biggest trap with modern women nowadays when it comes to marriage is your money is the house money and her money is her money. So you'll be paying for all of life, the car notes, the mortgage, gas, electric, plumbing, all that stuff. And she may be working, but she's keeping and spending all of her money. And this is what she's spending it on when she's getting ready to walk out the door. That's one of the reasons why, like, I don't think that you can command the type of respect that like a traditional man wants in a marriage if you're doing 50-50. But like the danger of not doing 50-50 is this, guys. The only way that you can know if she's not doing this type of thing is if you're really going 50-50. I mean, what do you think?
Tragically, man, the kids lose at the end, and it just perpetuates the cycle of divorcing, replacement of partner of relationships or wives or husbands, and the kids ultimately lose in the long run, dude.
Yeah. Do you have any kids?
No. Thank God. I
Yeah.
probably got a mixed kid in Atlanta tucking a drink somewhere.
Jesus H. Christ.
That's probably it.
Yeah, I don't have any kids either, man, and this is why.
Number 5, develop a safety plan. If you're concerned about your safety, start working with your loved ones to develop a safety plan so that you and your kids can get out safely. From the time that I realized the relationship was over and the time that my children and I moved into our apartment, it was probably a timeline of about 9 or 10 months. And I started doing all of the above the summer before, and the relationship ended in January, and we didn't move into our apartment until April of the next year. So plan in advance.
Pause it real quick. Couldn't the kids stay with the dad at the house?
She said the relationship. She's married to this guy. And exactly, if you want to leave and you're concerned for your safety, hey, leave the kids. How about that? Yeah, I agree. Because I refuse to believe there's so few violent men in the West, particularly in the United States. And all these women, once again, they're the heroes and the victims in their own story. Oh, he was so terrible. You were with him for how long? He shot at the club how many times? How many kids? I'm telling you, man, just these women, this is what they're doing behind your back, guys.
They're snuggling up in bed, making love, going raw, saying I love you, and she's doing this all without you knowing.
Yep, putting money away in a different account, going to different lawyers, looking at different apartments, all that stuff, while you're working your fingers to the bone. It's awful.
Race. You need to have your ducks in a row, especially if you have kids that are dependent on you. I hope this helps.
There you go, guys. Here we go. So I have a couple of debt confessions that we're going to go over because I love watching these, and then I have 2 we're going to go through. I'm going to put them out on 1.5 speed because why do they talk so slow on these for some reason? Oh. Oliver Kenneth in the house. How you doing, my friend? What's going on?
I'm doing good, doing good. I got a quick answer. Why do they talk so slow? So they can make the video longer.
It has to be, man.
I've already seen this video. This woman is a knucklehead.
Oh, really? Okay, so
Yeah.
one that you...
Yeah. Just remember, she has a rock on her finger right there, and her husband's pretty much bailing her out. I know. Total spoiler alert.
Well, let's watch the one that we haven't seen yet. This one's from the cookies and cash one. So let's see this here. Oh, I already gave the good part away, but watch. Okay. I'm gonna put it on 1.5 speed.
Hi, everybody.
And
Welcome to Cookies.
I'm just gonna say it. There's a lot of B-dubs doing a lot of these debt confessions, guys. Gee, I wonder why.
And Cash. This is my very first video. And so just to let you know, this channel is going to be about paying down debt, saving, and budgeting. This video is going to be my debt confession. So there's a lot to talk about here, a lot of debt. And so hopefully this will help somebody who maybe is in a similar situation as me, or just doesn't nearly have as much debt as me. This hopefully will make you feel better. So yes, it is Cookies and Cash because talking about money, talking about debt, not necessarily the happiest things. So when I'm budgeting and I'm doing all of my financial work videos, but for right now, I just in this one want to kind of get out on paper all of the debt that I have, so that I can see it and you can see it, and we'll do the tally.
Like I said, guys, the reason why these women, they sound so shocked at the end when looking at the numbers, when they write it all out, is because 47% of women don't budget at all. They know how much money is going in, but they don't know how much is going out or how much is going on their credit cards.
As you can see in my description, I have just over $275,000 in debt. Bulk of that.
$275,000. Wow. Wow.
That being my student loans. So let me go ahead and get started. Got my pen and I got a list of my debts here, which I'll then just read out to you guys as we go through. So this is going to be a mix of credit card debt, student loan debt, IRS debt. I'm on an installment plan with them, and also some finance.
Why do all these women have IRS debt? How do you end up owing the IRS?
Oh, I can
How?
answer that. I can answer that because they get self-employment income. They think they're going to take a loss on the Schedule C, and then they actually end up making money because they write off a lot more, and then they don't make their estimated tax payments. I see it every day.
Oh yeah, I'm talking to the CPA over here. Yeah, okay. Thank you for educating us, my friend. Because I've never owed the government, like, ever, and you know I don't plan on it either.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the sweet spot about owing taxes. When you get to a point in your life when you actually start owing the government more money than actually getting a refund, and when you start considering your refund is not actually income, then that means you're moving up in the world.
Yeah. Okay. That's good to know.
Down a couple of years ago, and I have some financing for leasing. So it's really a mix. Oh, and a car loan. So this is really a mix of a lot of different kinds of debt, but adds up to quite a bit of cash when you put it all together. You'll notice that a lot of my credit cards are actually small amounts. They're not. I don't have $15,000 credit cards or, excuse me, $10,000 balance credit cards. They're actually really small, which I hope will help when I start kind of going through the debt snowball. And I will talk a little bit more as we get along about what it is that I'm planning on doing, what my next steps are, et cetera, et cetera. But so just to kind of let you know, there is a mix of debt going in here. So we're going to start with my smallest debt. I'm actually using EveryDollar, the budgeting app. So some of you are probably familiar with that. If you know Dave Ramsey, you know that is his budgeting app. They also have a desktop version, which is actually what I'm using versus the app on my phone. So my very first smallest debt is with Fingerhut, which is a catalog, and I only owe $69. My next debt is also a credit card, Indigo, and that is $221.
Well, they still say the average American has 6 or 7 credit cards. Still, I've never. I've had 1, maybe 2 my whole life. Like, how do they open up all these different credit cards, all these different lines of credit? How?
Next one is a card called Destiny. That one is sitting at $285. Then I have an Apple MasterCard that I used to purchase my Apple Watch and then a couple of other things, but mostly for the Apple Watch. That is sitting at $286. Then I have a Capital One card. I have several, so this is going to be Capital One number 1.
I have several. Jeez.
This one is a $380. And then I have a card for Express, the clothing store. Balance on that one is $413. Next up is my Capital One card number 2. And that is at $461. Then another credit card, Aspire. And Aspire is at $693. Now, as I mentioned, I had LASIK done a couple of years ago, so this is actually financing that I'm still paying on my LASIK. And I owe $741. And my third Capital One card.
Yes, 3 Capital One cards. Who's in her life to tell her not to do this? No. And let me see. What is the average? What is the average interest rate? Interest rate.
It has to be for specific though, because interest rates for mortgages are different for credit cards, I think, man.
Yeah. I put what is the average interest rate for a Capital One card? Has a variable APR of 29.99%.
29%?
Yep. So depending on your credit, it can be between 19.99% and 29.99%. Yikes, guys. It's just 3 of them. Ugh.
Yes, my third. There's one more to come. Is at $1,112. I have a PayPal card. Oops. And that is at $1,418. Care credit. Some of you might know what this is. It's used for medical bills. So part of this was used to pay for my LASIK.
So she has 10 credit cards so far.
But you can also use it for pet care. I have a cat that just died recently, and when she was sick, took her to the vet and were able to put some of the vet bills on there. So this is kind of a mix of her care and mine. And this one is sitting at $1,592.
For a cat? Are you serious? Oh my God, you guys, what the heck?
Jesus H. Christ.
AJ, what's going on, man? How's it going? Oh.
Yo.
I'm going over this financial confession. This girl has 10 credit cards. 10. Look at this. 10. And then she just said that she has a credit. This $1,592 was for caring for her cat before her cat died.
Here, I'm gonna drop something in the private chat. Here, this is the dumbest thing you will ever see in your entire life, guys. Yeah, just, dude, you gotta check this out. I didn't mean to go off top of the topic, but yo, check this out. This is everything wrong with Look, this sums up everything wrong with what's going on right now in these 304s. Look at this.
Hold on.
Oh dear God! Nobody's this stupid.
Wait, hold on. Where'd it go? Okay. Okay, can you see it?
Here, make it full size, or here, and then turn the sound on.
Oh wait, let me go to that. Oh, sorry, guys.
On the side. No, stop it. You taking on?
Just start over, yeah. Oops.
Let me just reload it.
Look at this.
And I'm about to come back and put Free Palestine too. The Free Palestine, bitch. Look, what you looking at? You know damn well there's a genocide. You know there's a genocide.
Wait, but that's the Greek flag. What the heck is going on here? What?
America the stupid.
No, stop it. I'm taking this shit down. Ever leave this one? Take this one down right here. What are they gonna do? They can't do nothing.
Is that a B-dub?
Oh, of course it is.
Of course it is. Come on now.
Of course it is.
Come on now.
I don't stand for it. I don't stand for it. I don't stand for this. There's genocide, and I don't stand for Zionism. And Montclair, I don't support it. There's a genocide. You know that, right? They're killing children. What's the purpose? Be proud of your heritage. Y'all understand there's a genocide, right? You understand, right? There's nothing against people who are Jewish, but this is not okay.
This is Greek.
Who's this?
This is Greek.
What? Really?
Greek.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was Israel. My bad. Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
What?
look, it looked like Israel.
Is this real? Come on now.
I
No, this can't be real.
I mean, this is not the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life, but this is pretty stupid. And I can tell you, it would not surprise me if it was real, because I've seen some really stupid things in my life. Oh my god,
Guys, come on now. Like,
And she posted this too. Look at that.
keep going.
Yeah.
It's really nice. Okay, well, you want it back? Well, I did it already. This is not okay. Are you sure? Let me look this up. Look at that shit. And I'm about to come back and put Free Palestine too.
Look at that.
Free Palestine.
Okay, yeah. It makes sense though.
And in a weird way, I'm glad for social media. The idiots are telling on themselves, and they're committing crimes live on Instagram, thinking it's a flex, and they're committing hate crimes and felonies.
Guys, let me tell you the biggest problem with this, right? Because there's so many stops to fail. First off, with modern women, there's the stupid act, number one. Number two, you have to hit record, and then you have to hit the freaking upload button. Jesus. Why? Like, what was that live or did she post it afterward?
Afterwards.
AJ, here's the thing about 304s. There is one thing they love more. There's one thing they don't love as much as spending other people's money, and that's attention.
Yeah.
100%.
Attention's like heroin to them, dude.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, in the same way that they sued Purdue farmer for opioid addiction, they should sue Instagram, Meta, and Facebook for validation addiction. You know what I'm saying? It's the same
Well,
thing.
there are certain things.
It's a drug, man.
Yeah.
Clout's a hell of a drug. The Godfather said that.
There are social media addiction lawsuits for teens against like Meta and different companies, though. They just haven't gotten anywhere. But yeah, it's an actual thing. If you search for it, like if I search,
AJ, you're right. NPR on the radio was talking about lawsuits with Instagram and stuff over that for young adults.
yeah, Mayor Adams announces lawsuit against social media companies fueling nationwide youth mental health crisis. Yep. Yeah.
My fiance gets onto me because I don't get on Facebook that much, and she posts on Facebook all of her business stuff and everything. He said, "Why didn't you like my post?" I'm like, "Because I don't live on freaking Facebook."
And the thing about it is never put your personal stuff, relationship status, anything like that on Facebook or social media, guys. Don't do it. And if you see people doing that, it's all a flex, and they're not going to last long. Don't do it. If you get in a relationship, I wouldn't even put marriage photos on Facebook or Instagram. It's no one's business.
Or pictures of my kids. That's a no-go.
Yep. And that's why women that do all this foolishness on social media with their kids in the background or their kids in the car or something like that. It's like, oh, are you serious? Like, no, All right, so this girl is going to tell us about her student loan debt.
But it was originally, this line of credit was originally opened to pay for my LASIK. And the last Capital One card.
That's 1,
is at
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. She's 11 credit cards.
So I am, like I mentioned, I'm divorced. And I
Of
have
course
had
she is.
had a really rough go with my finances for a while. So this is really no one's fault except mine. There have been a lot of really bad calls. And so from 2017, these are collections from a really long time ago, but there were a couple of credit cards that went to collections back in 2017. And so I'm paying on them with the agency, with the collection agency. And I owe $3,029. And that's for 3 cards.
$3,029 in credit cards in collections. So odds are they're straight up calling her on the phone a couple times a day. Guys, don't ever let anything get into the collections. Don't do it. When I was in my mid-20s, I got dropped off my parents' insurance. I broke my leg without health insurance, and I was a broke college kid. So I moved off to college. What, $9,000 in collections for medical debt, and that was the last time I paid all that off in a year and a half, and I was like, never again. But I was young and I was broke, and I had to go through a medical procedure without health insurance. So
Okay, and now the bigger ones are coming. My car, I owe $8,842. IRS, like I mentioned, I'm on an installment plan with them, so there's a month.
Whiteout says, can you explain why marriage posts won't last long? It's because people that post about their relationships put more time into making their relationship look good than actually putting effort into their relationship. That's why they put more effort into the illusion that everything looks good instead of actually making it good. Go ahead.
If the relationship was truly authentic and great, there was no need to be posting it on the internet.
You got it. I agree. 100%. I agree 100%. You are 100% right. So just don't even go there, especially
I
women.
don't post my relationship drama or anything about my relationship online. I say I have a fiance. That's all I say.
Yep. Good job, my friend. Good job. Keep it that way.
The amount that they take out of my checking account, auto drafted. IRS is $15,691.
She owes the IRS $15,000, guys. Oh my goodness.
Jesus H. Christ.
Hey, Doug, can I
Yikes.
piggyback off something I said earlier? And this is what these 304s do sometimes. They expect to make some money and then they buy a car, but they don't contact a tax professional, and they think they can write off the entire car for the year of purchase, and they think that will just zero out their income and expenses. It does not work that way.
Really? See, I've never even heard
Yeah, I had a client that tried to
stuff.
write off for the year a $92,000 Mercedes.
Oh, was it a G-Wagon?
I don't know.
Because let me tell you why they do that. Because there's this thing where any vehicle over 6,000 pounds is considered a commercial vehicle.
Right.
So
Yes.
So it's like get a G-Wagon so you can write it off as a business expense. And there are morons that are actually going out and doing that. So
But here's the thing: they need to look at the regs, and a lot of times it has to be. I mean, it has to be demonstrated that there's utility to it as well.
Yep.
Like people have that large pickup trucks with like a winch on it or something like that.
Oliver, what if they're using the vehicle for their job as the tax write-off, like legitimately, like a dump truck or something?
Oh yeah, that's depreciative. I mean, that's depreciable. I mean, and not only that, like in many tax softwares, it will list what type of the asset class is and the life of the asset.
Cool. Okay. I remember I worked at a Lowe's in undergrad, and I was the only I was one of the only guy cashiers at the front, but then I was forklift certified, and this is back in the mid 2000s. No place had a housing boom bigger than Vegas before the recession, because I think even now Vegas has the most amount of Lowe's and Home Depots of any city. Anyway, so this guy used to pull in a freaking, it was like a F450 or F350 freaking Super Duty, this big huge truck, right? And he would always want me to put 2 pallets of, I don't know if it was 80-pound or 100-pound concrete in the bed of the truck. So I remember I'd have to take the forklift, put the first pallet down, move it forward, and then push the first one with the second one. And the truck would be lowered flat to the ground, like the rims will be riding on the ground with the rubber. I'm like, are you sure you? Now, no, back in 2005, he paid like $90,000 for this thing, right? And he's like, yeah, man. After a year, this thing will pay for itself. I said, how so? He said, because I have a contracting company and we build houses, and with this truck, I can bring my own concrete instead of having to hire a service to bring a concrete truck and be on site. I was like, oh, that made sense. But it was one of the biggest trucks I had ever seen, and he was actually using it for what it was meant for. I guarantee you that truck now would probably be like $130,000, but he was actually putting concrete.
Concrete ain't cheap, bro. That ain't no joke either.
I mean, it's heavy as hell too. I mean, even if you put like one bag of concrete in a Honda Civic, that thing's gonna drag.
Yeah, let's get back to this lady. Kaneski and talk about her student loan debt.
And the big one, the baddie, my student loans, which are essentially a house.
Now listen to this, guys. Listen very carefully.
$237,838.
First off, I'm gonna give that a
Jesus H. Christ.
$237,000 for student
This
loans.
is why I ask space aliens to get me off this planet every day.
Bro, I own 2 properties, and my debt for the properties I own is a fraction of that.
I kid you not. There have been nights that I go outside, I have looked up at the sky, and I just like, if you're out there, please pick me up and get me off this planet.
Yeah, we're talking about send the asteroid, man. I'm ready for a reset. Just,
Speak for yourself. I want to live, and I'm going to live forever. Damn it!
But and then I guarantee you, she probably has a bachelor's degree and a master's degree, and what are the 7 degrees I say that women always get that aren't worth the paper that they're printed on? Psychology, sociology, social work, criminal justice, some kind of studies degree, so gender studies, African American studies, education, and communications. I guarantee it, man.
Well, definitely ain't accounting.
Yeah. 100% true.
What was that?
No. He's saying that she definitely wasn't smart enough to get a accounting degree because if she did, she wouldn't be in all this debt in the first place.
I swear, I have this elaborate spreadsheet that I should publish. I mean, that I have, so people can budget, and 304s would still never use it.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yep, they're starting to finally have a bunch of websites and articles about female financial literacy, and a lot of them will have templates, but they're just not going to get used.
I am, for this one, I've been working in a nonprofit for a long time.
And she works at a nonprofit! Guys! You don't make any money working for nonprofits. You know that 77% of nonprofit workers are women? 77%, almost 80%. And you want to stay away from any sector dominated by women.
Now, I'm just now getting into the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program. I just signed up for it. And I want to do a video about that as well for anybody else who might work in nonprofit and wants to learn a little bit more about that. I was actually sitting in on a webinar last week and learned some stuff about it that I did not know. The program had a lot of issues when it first, I had a lot of issues during that, first period where they were supposed to be giving people forgiving their loans after 10 years, and they had made all these mistakes and people didn't get their loans paid off and just a whole bunch of stuff. But the Department of Education has done a lot of work since then. So the program looks a lot stronger right now, and it's something that I'm definitely going to go for, definitely going to try, because my career has mostly been in nonprofit, and I expect my career to mostly be in nonprofit until I retire. But you can do this if you work for the government, if you work for schools. It applies to not just 501c3, which are kind of the traditional nonprofits when you think of nonprofits. But yes, I'm going to try to do this. Public Service Loan Forgiveness works. You make payments. You make 120 payments, which is roughly 10 years. But there are some other ways to get payments to count, I learned. And after the 120 payments, whatever's left over is forgiven. But you have to be you have to work the entire time inside the nonprofit or public service field. Okay, so this total.
So can I stop you here, AJ? Or not
Okay.
AJ, Doug?
Yeah, go ahead.
So she got a worthless degree. She has a
Yep.
worthless job. She
Yep.
works at a worthless organization to write off the student loans for her worthless degree.
Yep, that's how it is, man. That's how it is.
Dear
And
God.
and you don't make any money in nonprofits, and she's gonna spend her career in nonprofits.
You know, I'm going to unruffle some feathers here. I mean, at first I didn't mind student loan forgiveness, and then I hear all of these knuckleheads getting these worthless crap degrees in, I don't know, Saharan rain dancing or some crap like that. I'm like, no.
Lesbian dance theater. Say it right.
No, Saharan rain dancing. It always works. You know that.
Doug, the thing is, the first 7 of her debts are peanuts, bro. She could have that paid. You know what I'm saying? Like those are all peanut numbers. Why didn't she have those paid off already?
I have no. Well, you know what it is. I guarantee you, she frequents these a lot. That's probably why.
Oh,
yeah. So she'll probably pay them off, and then once they're paid off, they're burning a hole in her purse.
I have never seen an accountant, a scientist, a financier ever get online saying that they want their student loans forgiven. Never.
Well, so I don't mind the public student loan for forgiveness program because I think that first off, the government's not going to go anywhere. So I want bright people working for the government. I want smart people working for the government, and if the public student loan forgiveness program can get intelligent people working there, well, then that's fine. So
These people aren't intelligent.
I think that the Department of Education every year should do an audit based upon return on investment and limit public universities as to what type of majors they can offer. I'm dead serious.
You know why they want to go to college? They want to have a party, dude.
No, that's the thing. It's like, I mean, and I know I've actually ruffled some feathers because I'll admit I am pretty far to the left, but I'm not loony left. Okay, I mean I do it within reason, but it's like I personally believe that colleges should be heavily regulated on the type of degree programs that they offer. It's like it's like social work, what? They don't even work in the first place. It's like they spend $100,000 just to get a crap job just so they can say they have a degree. And then they go into some HR department and tell what a scientist does.
Yep. It's crazy, man. You guys remember that video of the people that were graduating from that university in New York where you can make up your own degree program? And
I remember that. The potpourri degree.
Oh yeah, let me see. Like what
the buffet studies. That's what it should be. It's like a buffet. I want some feminism here. I want some dolphin petting here. I want some praying mantis behavioral science here. I mean, come
on. Oh, here it is.
My name is Nikki. I'm studying Latin American women and visual culture.
Hey, my name's Brad. I'll just have a iced oat milk latte, grande, please.
Melanie, I'm studying the unseen body and creative spaces of. My name is Nikki. I'm studying Latin American women and visual culture.
Hey, my name's Brad. I'll just have a oat milk latte, grande, please.
Melanie, I'm studying the unseen body and creative spaces of erasure and exposure of the queer.
Okay, that's cool. I did mention I wanted oat milk in that latte, right?
I'm Nina, and I studied the arts, education, and social justice. I'm Joyce. I studied decolonial intimacies, indigenous politics, and resistance.
Oh, I don't know if I mentioned, I'm going to pay with the app, by the way, so just let me know when I should scan that.
Victoria and I studied remembering or forgetting, navigating international conflict and collective memory. I'm fine, and I studied monstrosity, the subaltern praxis. Or should I say I created it?
Hello? Is somebody going to get to that latte? I've been waiting a while here.
Hi, I'm Kira, and I studied textiles and environmental justice.
Oh, finally, my drink.
You want to hear something, Doug? And I came up with this yesterday. These 304s completely missed the mark, and I'll tell you why. I personally believe that all 304s should be TV meteorologists.
See, I like having attractive TV meteorologists, and there's
Well,
too
here's the
many.
thing. Here's the thing about being a TV meteorologist that is a perfect job for a 304. They could be wrong every day and never be held accountable.
Hey, you know what? I'm Ruzy from Washington State, man. Well, our meteorologists, anytime they said it was a day it was gonna rain, they were all liars, bro. All they have to do is say, a chance of rain at the end, and they were covered. So yeah, I know what you're saying, man. Yeah, it's just there's too many 304s that I wouldn't want to see on TV, man. Let me tell you.
Everything is 275,022. So as I mentioned a couple minutes ago, I do have
Okay, listen, guys.
some old outstanding issues with credit. When I divorced, I had to file bankruptcy. I actually ended up filing twice because
She got divorced. Had
What?
to file for bankruptcy twice. Oh my God.
This person should not be giving financial advice to anyone.
How does one have what could a person possibly go through where they have to file for bankruptcy twice?
Well, they probably got themselves in debt. They expected some man to bail them out. That didn't happen. And then 2 to 3 years, they racked up some more debt and they expected some other dude to come along and bail them out. And that didn't happen either.
Yikes, man.
She's so educated though. She's got a little pink Sharpie out with her cookie. She knows what she's doing, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I've lost a few brain cells. I'll talk to you guys later. I can't. These
Always
knuckleheads.
talk to you, my friend.
Take care, man.
Yeah, dog, I'm gonna bounce too. I don't want to flood your live stream, dog.
Okay, have a good one, guys. I'm going to be on for another 6 minutes. So let's get to the rest of this here.
I had a hard time getting on my feet, and then a couple of years later, I was making really stupid decisions. So yes, I have filed bankruptcy twice. The first one is already fallen off my credit report. The second one is due to fall off this October. So these are very old bankruptcies. They've been on here for, the first one had been on for 10 years and then fell off, and this one is 7 years and it's going to fall off this fall. So I've been in a huge rebuild in my credit. Just in terms of paying everything consistently and on time. That's separate from just taking on so much debt, but just in terms of making sure that things are paid on time and nothing goes, nothing gets behind and nothing gets, none of that, nothing gets late or charged off or any of that stuff. So that is helping to build my credit up, which is really helpful. But a lot of these cards are maxed. Almost all of them are maxed. Credit lines, same thing with the credit lines. LASIK plus financing. I don't know if that's it. I don't think that's a renewing line of credit. But the other things that are like revolving lines of credit, most of them are maxed because of my credit history. A lot of these are really high interest rates. They're at high 20s, low 30s in interest. So it's just a significant amount of money. The only thing that's helping a little bit with that is the fact that there's small balances. So I don't owe a lot, but a lot of these cards, they have small limits because of my credit issues. And so this is maxed out.
Why would they? The crazy part about it is lenders keep lending people like this credit. Why? And this is how all these companies make their money, is because people are so irresponsible. Okay, so we're coming up on 2 hours here. I'm gonna close this thing down. In closing, once again, I'm gonna go to this slideshow, guys. This is what's gonna happen to a lot of us when we get married, guys. 70 to 80% of the time, women leave the men, and this is what they're doing. They're figuring out a plan to leave you. It could be 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, guys. You got to be careful. This is going to be 80% of the people who of the men who get married, and they won't feel bad about it either. They just won't. So, I would say don't get married unless you're going to have a household income that's going to reach what $200,000 a year is when the marital rate, when the divorce rate drops to like 20%. But you got to be selective and try to put yourself in a position where you can afford a divorce and make it out alive, guys. Anyway, I'm gonna go live on Sunday. So make sure to look out for that live. Oliver, Kenneth, and Jonathan, thank you for being on the live. AJ, thanks for calling in. Reggie Gamer, Whiteout, Steve M, Who else is in here? Carlos X, Jessica. JT. Haven't seen you in a while. Raymond, Thought, and Mine. Thank you for being on my live today. I really appreciate it, and I will talk to you guys on Sunday. Okay. All right. Bye bye.